Welcome to the Digital Glue Podcast. These digital untangling episodes are brought to you by Crystal Kordalchuk, CEO and founder of Virtually Untangled. This podcast is for entrepreneurs who need untangling from the day-to-day tasks in their business. These virtual world untanglers never underestimate the power of a good idea. And if that sounds like a lofty goal, well, it is. A decade ago, Virtually Untangled was founded with the goal of creating meaningful digital experiences that connect with people. Crystal and her team of honorary untanglers are now providing business owners just like you the opportunity to own your story and share it with the world. So, every Tuesday morning, she'll be dropping a new episode that will help you think big and dream even bigger. Let's dive into today's episode.
In a world filled brim to brim with busyness, beeps and boops from all our devices, endless distractions, and addiction to hustling, there is merit to taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. That's why I'm here with you today, to dig deep and share our experiences and findings of the nitty-gritty on the word hustle. If you're already quite familiar with the term, it may look a little something like this. You wake up, and before even going to the bathroom or brushing your teeth, you check your phone. Then you go do your morning duties and check your phone again. You then begin to get ready for your day. You meditate or perhaps go to the gym, have a hot shower, put your face on, get dressed, and check your email again. Or bits of all that. You rush to your office or job if not working for yourself quite yet, where you spend the day working and scarfing down food at your desk in between an endless slew of meetings. And you check your phone again. Then, when you finally finish work, because let's be real, you're checking your inbox yet again after hours anyway, you go meet up with a friend for a nice dinner or spend an evening in with some takeout while catching up on some Netflix. Then you prep yourself for tomorrow's adventures, climb into bed, go to sleep, and do it all over again the next day. Sound familiar? It's exhausting and you're on the verge of burnout or already there. But hey, at least you got shit done, right? And you will catch your big break someday, right? I used to think this was a normal routine excessively meant for folks stuck in their 9-to-5 jobs, which is a good chunk of the reason I ran from mine. But since bringing Virtually Untangled full circle from part-time to full-time, I realized that wasn't the case. And that exhausting routine remained intact. And everywhere I looked, alongside everyone I talked to living this entrepreneurial lifestyle, all suffered from the very same culture, the hustle pandemic. We feel the need to always be productive on something, working harder, stronger, faster, and endlessly, as if our dream list of to-dos is really going to end one day. And when it does, we'll look back at that blank piece of paper and think, gosh darn it, I did it. But in reality, to grind this hard and exert ourselves to maximum capacity and beyond each and every single gosh darn day in order to accomplish our lifelong dreams beyond lightning speed matches that of the digital world we've built around ourselves. Here's where I'm getting at with this. The hustle is real and it is necessary, but we need to find a balance within that culture of the hustle pandemic in order to protect our mental health and physical well-being. So the real definition of hustle should be work hard, be productive, pivot and migrate in all the right directions, create growth, and induce time-blocked focus, but with caution and resiliency, not insane overload. Basically, do all the right things, which is probably exactly what you're doing right now, but with mindful moderation. That being said, do you ever sit back and wonder how much of our work is genuinely productive towards our end goals, and how much of it is an addition to just plainly being busy? My team and I have been working on a handful of mini productivity experiments this year, mainly over the quieter summer months to not disrupt our clients' billable time with us. And we've noticed there's actually little correlation with the hours we clocked as billable versus the money we bring in. So in reality, it should not be about counting all the minutes just to check things off and multitasking like a crazy person, but rather the quality of the efforts you put into the things you're doing. We strongly believe in the magic that happens when we pause to reflect on how things are going outside with our levels of productivity, as well as on the inside with how we feel about all of the things we're doing. We believe in work-life balance and making our adventures our own in order to promote creativity, productivity, and fun. Through these findings, we wanted to find better ways to grow and strive for happiness, no matter what our ambition or activity. So when we looked at the data of what we've been doing, we felt slightly unsatisfied with what we have accomplished at the end of a day, even though we got so much done for everyone. But our to-do list kept growing way faster than we can keep up with, such is the life of an overachiever, am I right? Which told us it was time to pivot by making some solid adjustments in the productivity areas of our working day. We needed to break the cycle. One of my favorite quotes is, "Once you have mastered time, you will understand how true it is that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day, a week, or even a year, and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade." Read that one more time. Okay? Done? Great. I hate to admit this out loud, but there are a lot of time wasters in our daily lives, which tend to usually have a negative impact on what we're trying to accomplish. That's why it's so important to understand the lowdown on time management as how we hustle the right way without compromising yourself, which in reality can be viewed in partnership with project management, therefore making productivity well-rounded. We don't want you getting burnt out, so the key words here are planning and time blocking. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want that life of freedom. You want your big dreams to become a reality. So in order for that to all happen, you'll need to plan things out according to your daily tasks, projects, and goals. Realistically, if you work too hard, you might lose sight of your bigger picture. And if you think multitasking is the way to go, you're actually going to run yourself backwards. And we most certainly don't want that to happen, as that's what we've been working so hard to build up to in order to gain more sanity with this hustle lifestyle. Research actually suggests that as we burn out, we have a greater tendency to get lost in the weeds. That's the last thing you want. So how exactly do you escape this dreaded lifestyle we're calling the hustle pandemic through planning and time blocking? Well, it's simple, really, by preparing yourself for each and every business day. It's all about creating a small handful of routines and processes to save yourself time and efforts in the long run, thus making room for massive growth. It's all about manipulating your time because we do not have the power to slow it down. For this type of planning, it's better to set aside some bittersweet quiet time. For me, nothing kills productivity and my laser-focused mind than becoming distracted. I highly value every single moment I have, and I'm ruthless about killing any and all distractions. You're probably wondering what I mean here. This means doing things like having my email, Slack, and social media notifications on silent all day, even though my phone is always within reach. Not leaving 5 million tabs open at one time. I close each and every single one of them when I'm done with them. Only checking social media posts during certain times of the day, unless a client needs me to do otherwise. Doing my best to not let my mind wander over to email, whether business or personal, throughout the day, making me distracted from the tasks at hand. You think I'm an over-the-top nerd. I know it. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Now that you're in a quiet time with zero distractions, it's time to get into that virtual hero mode with time blocking, which is basically controlling your schedule so it doesn't control you. Time blocking is a time management assist method we use that asks you to divide your day into different blocks of time. Each block is dedicated to accomplishing a specific task or group of tasks, and only those specific tasks. Yes, you heard me right. Nothing else. So instead of keeping an open-ended to-do list of things you'll get to as you're able, you'll begin each day with a concrete schedule that lays out what you need to work on and when, with a little wiggle room for emergencies, of course. The golden key to this seemingly crazy method is prioritizing your list in advance. So a dedicated weekly or even daily review is an absolute must. You need to take stock of what's coming up for the day or week ahead and make a rough sketch of your time blocks for each day. Then at the end of every working day, review any tasks you didn't finish, as well as any new tasks that may have come in, and adjust your time blocks for the rest of the week accordingly. We prefer to do this with a weekly schedule in mind, on Fridays for the week to come. Then do a mini review at the end of each day to see if adjustments need to be made due to current things on the go and/or new project requests that may have come in. The wonderfulness of all this is that with your days time blocked in advance, you won't have time to constantly make choices about what to focus on. All you need to do is follow your time block schedule, then rinse and repeat. Okay, so now that you've learned about the art of time blocking, let's dive into a mini version of planning so you can become a master of your time like us. Number 1, set a time limit to each task. Don't forget to add buffers in between in case you don't complete a task on time and so you don't take time away from whatever is next on your schedule. Number 2, use a to-do list or project management platform, which you've heard me talk about many times. Creating one of these for yourself will keep you laser focused and will also motivate you as you see what you've already achieved and what remains. Number 3, plan ahead, which we just talked about with time blocking by spending your mornings on your most important tasks. If you have the most amount of energy in the morning, don't waste it fiddling around. Number 4, change your schedule if you must, but don't half work your routines. And by half work, I mean, don't stop randomly to check your phone for no reason or pop into social media for a cruise. A wandering mind never gets things done on time. Number 5, follow the 1-3-5 rule, which is mapping out 1 big thing, 3 medium things, and 5 smaller things you want to get done daily. And yes, those are what we like to call a reasonable number of items for your to-do list. Number 6, purge your lists on a daily basis and be realistic with your goals. Number 7, stop trying to be perfect because 1, there's no such thing. And 2, when you're trying to be a perfectionist, nothing will ever be good enough, which means nothing will ever get done. And you'll be in rinse and repeat mode for what feels like an honest to goodness lifetime. My team and I are firm believers in the mindful hustle culture, but in such a way that we're not stuck to any one way of doing things. And we know when it's time to throw in the towel when a process or routine just isn't beneficial any longer. We're also firm believers in every single time, organization, and project management tip we share with you. We wouldn't share them if we didn't do the work and try them out ourselves first and felt that they actually save time. And in some cases, money too. This information isn't fluff. It's not a sales tactic. We're not trying to sell you a way to get you to like us. We, honest to goodness, share these things because we test them out, then follow them faithfully when we know they really do work and add value to our day and business. We share them because our true passion is to help anyone and everyone on this similar adventure in any way we can, even if you're not a paying client. That's how much we nerds love what we do. So if you found yourself in this space of struggle and stuck in the rinse and repeat mode of the hustle pandemic, please take advantage of these great pointers and make the necessary changes in your business life in order to get your schedule and productivity working for you, not the other way around. And when you know what you're working on, when you're working on it, and why you're working towards it, then everything that doesn't serve that goal can take a fucking backseat. The most productive and results-yielding work we as a team have ever done came from being intentional about our time and efforts, alongside our vision to empower leaders just like yourself by deeply connecting with you with real facts and real truth beyond the everyday untangling we do. Our why is you. And to create more moments of genuine connection so that people can finally start seeing one another as human beings, not human doings, like the way of this hustle culture. So if you take away anything from today's episode, let it be this. Don't lose sight of why you're pouring your life forces into your business in the first place. As long as you use the tools we share with you, hold your vision close, work hard, but mindfully, of course, you'll always produce instead of distract.
And that's a wrap. Virtually Untangled is a full-service business, which means they've got you covered on design and content right through to digital and organization. You'll form a long-lasting relationship with them as collaboration is central to everything they do. Now it's time to seize the moment and become inbox friends. It's easy to do. Just hop on over to virtuallyuntangled.com or their Facebook page to opt in and receive instant access to the most inspirational ride of your life. So what are you waiting for? Become inbox friends with VU. Until the next episode, keep untangling.